I'm here with Russell's parents and Will and Sarah, and thanks for spending some time with me. We wanted to talk about the program and how it's had an impact on Russell. And one of the things that I'd love to talk about is just Russell's self-belief. It's something that I've noticed from the last 6 months of Russell attending our workshops with Amerability. And I'd love to hear from your words, like what you see in the changes that has happened to Russell in the last 6 months.
Yeah, he's always been extremely musically inclined and wanted to do so much with music and was able to, but we didn't know anything about music. And so helping him get things where he could realize his dreams or his plans, what he wants to do, that's difficult, but also the adaptability on it, we had no idea where to start and what to do. So with this program, he's took it and ran with it. It's opened up so many doors for him, and yeah, he's really excited.
Yeah, it also gives him things to do after school besides
Yes.
sitting in his bed.
Yes, he's not.
He looks forward to getting out of the house and going and doing things to further his interests.
Yeah. Going to the recording studio, all that. He's not into sports or anything. This is really where his interests lie.
Yep.
And so it's amazing. Yeah.
And let's talk about that for a little bit, because that's an important part. I think, working with the agency used to be that you used to have traditional type careers and study pathways. And I guess our program has made people think outside of the box a little bit and made people think about other ways that people could have careers. Russell's told me that he wants to be a sound engineer and obviously wants to pursue his rapping and performing, but it's good that he wants to be a sound engineer, and so he gets to work with professionals who have the capabilities to show him how to do that and different pieces of equipment. And then we're working with CATT Technologies, our other partner, on how we can make that equipment inclusive for Russell. And he's already started to see some benefits for that. Can you tell me a little bit about Russell wanting to do this his whole life and wanting this to be his career?
Yeah. I mean, since before he could talk, he was one or two, his little music, the little toddler toys, musical instruments, he would have them go off in a certain rhythm to like orchestrate this new song or new, he's always been doing stuff like that. He taught himself to play pianos at 2-3 years old, different songs, nursery rhymes, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So making music, he's been doing before he knew what he was really doing, probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, this is, I think, much more of just a hobby he found that he's interested in.
Yeah.
This is really something that he's always been interested in his whole entire life.
Media.
Oh, yes. He's,
If it wasn't this, it was he wanted to do YouTube and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yes.
He said he had an interest in working at a radio station, maybe.
Yes.
Yep,
Like
some
a
sort of
personality. Yes.
Yeah. He likes.
Yes.
He's a big personality.
He does.
For sure.
He does. Yeah. So either of those, he would be amazing with. But this has just boosted his confidence so much to whereas, we knew this was something he could do. And so as parents, like I said, trying to get him started and giving him tools to do it, we were limited because we didn't know anything. But this has opened up so much more. He's done more than, I knew he was pretty amazing and the stuff he could do was incredible, but he's even surpassed.
Yeah.
And the technology and the help with the technology.
Yes, that is a huge, huge thing. Without this, we wouldn't be anywhere. We would still be back to struggling and trying to, Google things to figure out.
We got him a keyboard, and that's about as far as we could do.
Yeah.
That's right.
Keyboard.
Yeah,
and
we got him a few
lessons on
that we
but then all
realized
of the
wouldn't work really with him.
we tried to get him some computer program,
Yep.
and we didn't know how to run it, and he didn't know how to run
Yeah.
it. We were dead in the water, and we didn't use it.
Yeah.
For multiple years until your guys' last camp, and then from there it's kind of taken off.
Yeah, the resources from that camp is just.
I think it's important to talk about the partnerships, right? Because Amerability is one company who are putting on these workshops for the kids and the students, but it's really the power now to work with CATT Technologies around assistive and adaptive equipment. And we were lucky that Eli was at the camp the workshop in Spokane, where he got to talk about Logic and the program he uses and the adaptions. And Eli from CATT actually worked on the adaptions and inclusions for people with blindness and low vision. So, he's got a first-hand understanding of how something works, which is really important.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because I mean, like I said, not understanding the music application just on that level
Yeah.
is hard.
It's hard enough even with vision.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. So it was just really frustrating as parents seeing this talent that could be, fostered and make to grow,
Yeah.
but not having the resources to do that.
Yeah.
And again, it's not just a hobby for him. This is something he lives and breathes, and
Yeah.
it's just who he is. It's a part of him. So
Yeah, and I think that's important, to be able to shine light on that. People do want careers outside of the box, and just the traditional pathway is maybe not as good for people now with the choices that they have
100%.
and the technology that they have.
Also, what are we teaching these kids then, that these are the only jobs that you can have? That's
Well,
not
those aren't
what-
even going to be jobs when they're adults.
And that might not. That's true
Yeah.
too. But
I mean,
there
who
should
knows
be,
what's even going to be?
I mean,
We're teaching them to do things that might not even
Yeah.
exist.
yeah. But I mean, obviously, with the amount of kids that come, this is a real interest and a real
Yeah.
passion for a big group of kids.
Yeah, and I
So-
think all of our workshops are oversold, and there's a lot of students who want to come to the workshops, which has been good.
Yeah.
And then to work with Jeremy and EQ Records as
Oh, yeah.
well, like that's been a huge help, I think, for the students, but also for Amerability in this program. Jeremy's a business professional who understands how to run businesses and how to help and market things, and so working together, and also both of us being legally blind and having low vision, just understanding what kids need and how to grow kids' self-confidence and value in themselves has been really important. So I think that, I always say it's hard to relate sometimes to kids, but luckily the students that we're getting in relate really well to Jeremy and I because of our stories and our backgrounds.
Yeah.
And because we've lived it, right?
Yeah.
We've been in these situations where we've had to deal with loss of vision and blindness, and how we're going to talk about that to our employers and how we're going to function, all of the things that go with independent living. And so now I feel like, Russell has really a lot of good supports, and hopefully you guys feel like you've got some good supports as well.
Yeah.
And you're just not on this journey alone. And that's important to tell other parents as well.
Yes. Yeah. No. 100%. It is. It's. Yeah. Yeah.
We're also really glad that he's meeting professionals with visual impairment.
Yes.
And it lets him see that the world's not limited. These people are doing things that other people are doing.
Yeah.
And so I think
Yeah.
it's real healthy for him to see the success of some of the people who have the same thing as he does.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we talked yesterday or on Friday actually about being told that you can't do something, and we want to start a challenge saying the I can challenge, because if someone tells you can't do something, of course, then you're motivated to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we want to be able to give these students the tools to be able to overcome what people tell them that they can't do, and give them that option. So the I can challenge is really important part of what we'll do moving forward, and it's great to see these students kind of just grow and build self-confidence to know that they can do whatever they want to do with the right help and the right supports.
Absolutely. Just in 6 months since the last workshop, that was Russell's first one, and he's gained so much confidence and independence, not even just in the music field, but just more. I think he kind of found his niche of something that he can do without mom and dad's help,
Yep.
and that he can take control of and he
Yep.
can manage.
Yep.
So it's just covered all kinds of other stuff.
And, we should say Russell's 14 and
Yes.
this is his first year in pre-eds.
Yeah.
I was asking him today as he was asking you guys, I was sitting next to him and he was asking you guys, did you get everything from his room?
Yeah.
And I said, that sounds like a good independent 14-year-old, Russell. He's like, and he said, hey, I can cook. And I said, what can you cook? He's like, I can use the air fryer and the microwave and, different things. I'm like, and what do you cook? He's like, some chicken nuggets. Like, well, there's a starting point, right? There's always a starting
And
point.
that was from another one of your guys' camps.
Yes,
Yeah.
actually, yes, yeah.
Yeah,
So.
that's great. So, look, thank you so much for sitting down with
Absolutely.
us. We really appreciate your input, and we know this will help other parents as well who are struggling with the same things and looking for solutions. And so, hopefully, our program, this is one of many that we offer, but this program especially has been really powerful for those kinds of things. So, appreciate your support.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Anytime. Thank you.